Raining at 41. Soros is at $4. Arctic 51. Durnford $10. Captain Fastbuck is at 101. Colour Me Grand is at $101. Red Shift at 12. Urunga 51. St Sully 61. Uriel is at $6. Precious Mandy at 51. And Moment to Remember $101. Favourite here is Soros at $4, firming in from $4.40. Brambles has been easy, $4.40 out to $4.80. Soros the favourite at $4 on the tote at $4.10 and $1.80. As runners load for the Grand Prix presented by Mullins Lawyers.
Chloe, up here with Muncie and two, mate, please. Put Muncie in two. One to go, riders. Last one going in.
The last few come up. In fact, I'd say we're just about set to go for the Grand Prix at the 2200 metres start. Yes, Jim Roberts turns on the red line. Set to jump. They're racing in the Grand Prix. And they jumped in a good line too. Red Shift in the inside with Uriel well away. Colour Me Grand began well, and so too did Arctic. Going forward was Brambles with Precious Mandy and St Sully. Durnford is very wide early. Now Soros is going to drop in on the rail in about 7th or 8th position. Then Urunga, followed by Raining, Vardavai. Isopak's getting a long way back as they head down the straight the first time. Captain Fastbuck second last, and Moment to Remember last of all. 3 abreast to the mile turn. Brambles the inside, Precious Mandy in the centre, and St Sully doing it tough out 3 deep. Uriel's dropped into a nice spot, 4th inside of Red Shift, and Colour Me Grand outside that pair covering ground. 2 to Durnford, there was room to get in closer, and now he's 7th near the rail, followed by Arctic on the inside of Vardavai. Next pair Raining outside of Soros, who's got 4 behind him, and they include Urunga, Isopak, Moment to Remember, and Captain Fastbuck. The Grand Prix field heads by the 1200 and Brambles in the lead from Colour Me Grand and St Sully second and third. 2 away fourth Precious Mandy, and Uriel continues to get this gun run. 5th over on the inside, 2 lengths away Red Shift. 2 to Durnford outside of Arctic, and then Vardavai on the outside of its stablemate Soros. Followed by Raining taking off 3 wide, then Urunga. Isopak with a lot of ground to make up, and 3 to Moment to Remember and Captain Fastbuck. Down the side, and Brambles said, catch me if you can. Dashed out by 5 lengths from Colour Me Grand and St Sully. Then Uriel going around those because they're tiring. Then came Red Shift, Durnford and Raining, followed by Arctic, Soros sticking to the rail. Then Vardavai, Isopak on the way forward. Then Urunga, Precious Mandy drop back quickly. Then Moment to Remember, and last of all is Captain Fastbuck. Can they catch Brambles? He straightens with a lead of about 4 or 5 lengths. Red Shift starts to run on. Then Uriel, followed by Arctic, Soros. Vardavai is running on fairly, then Durnford and Raining, but it's still Brambles. It's Brambles all the way. 4, 5 clear. Vardavai went to second, but Brambles ran them off their legs, won the Grand Prix, and won it brilliantly. Vardavai second. Third, I'd say Red Shift just from Soros, then Arctic, followed by Raining, Durnford, Isopak, Uriel, Moment to Remember. Then came St Sully, Urunga, Captain Fastbuck, and Colour Me Grand last of all. There's your Derby favourite. What a win that was. Had the lead, didn't want to relinquish it. Went 4 and 5 lengths clear in the middle part of the race and a strong gallop and just kept going. And if any horse in that race can find an excuse that they should have beaten Brambles, it'd have to be a damn good one, because he has held a good lead all the way and never relented in the straight, and the margin will be probably 3 lengths on the line. Vardavai warming to the task, and he's beaten the others just as easily as Brambles has beaten him. Now the result on the Grand Prix, number 2 the winner, Brambles, Brad Rawiller, took the rough habit, and now brilliantly wins the Grand Prix. A deserved favourite for the Derby. Second 3, Vardavai, Luke Nolan. Third 11, Red Shift, Chris Muntz. And 5 was fourth. That was Soros. 3 1/4 lengths by 3 1/2 lengths. So there's good margins there. 3 1/4 by 3 1/2. 2:16.16 is a new race record. 2:16.16, a new race record. Kaczynski held the previous best at 2:17.07, but they've bettered that by almost a second today. And as we said, his win was comprehensive to say the least. 3 1/4 by 3 1/2. 2:16.16. The sprint home 36.82. So every step he's taken, Brambles, has been in the right direction. He stepped up from the mile in the Gun-Scented Eagle Farms to the 2,000 of the Rough Habit today, the 2,200, and the manner in which he trounced them. One would think there'd be no problems with the 2,400 metres of the Queensland Derby in 2 weeks' time. 2:16.16, a new race record. 36.82 the sprint home. And the result, 2, 3, 11, 5. Of course, Vardavai was having his first run for a few weeks, and he will also appreciate the longer distance. He's went up to 2,800 metres. But there was 3 1/2 lengths between them, and the thing you have to keep in mind is that Brambles was the one that did all the bullocking out in front. He burned the candle at both ends. Here's the winner returning, and an easy winner at that. Brambles was raced by P. Moody, the OTI, Uthamaya Higgins, Maverick Racing, Demon Oak, Jay Neeson, C. Sarantakos, Mrs. White, the Duna Armadale Racing, RD Zoetta, Spiro, and The Flow. So a host of winning owners there. Congratulations. Just keeps going from strength to strength. That's 4 wins from 9 starts now for Peter Moody and Brad Rawiller. As the runners return, here's Wayne Wilson.
Okay, thank you very much, David. Well, that was a spectacular one, Terry. Congratulations.
Yes, it was a little surprising, Ray, but we'll take it.
Yeah, too right. And the way that he did it, he poured on the pressure a long way from home.
Yes, well, he did say before the race that he needed to make sure he was 3 off as he came around the turn. And because, he wasn't sure where he was going to end up in the race, he said, if I lead, I'll have to get 3 off. But I didn't think he'd make that move at 800 metre point.
No. But the thing is, he went on with it.
He went on with it. That's great.
Showed how strong he is.
Well, this breed, the Zavabills, are doing a tremendous job, as we know. And it's a great credit he picked him out early as a horse that could do this sort of thing. Yeah. So.
And it's onwards to the Derby now. That's his target.
I would think so.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Long term, spring. Have you had a thought about that?
Well, no, we haven't discussed it at all, to be honest. My attitude has always been that it's very, very hard for these 4-year-olds that come off a really tough autumn campaign to go on to the spring. I think we should be a little conservative in the spring and perhaps look at 2013.
There's an owner with his feet on the ground for you.
I hope so.
I'd be thinking about Caulfield Cups now if I were you. But
well, you certainly do think about Caulfield Cups. But gee, these days, maybe 15 years ago it used to happen, but these days it doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. Well done today, and
Thanks
good luck
very
at
much.
Eagle Farm with the Derby, mate.
Thanks very much, man.
Take dividends and starting prices now on the Grand Prix.
The Grand Prix presented by Mullins Lawyers, taken out by Brambles, returned by bookmakers at $4.80. Vardavai second, $7. Third, Red Shift at $12. The unplaced favourite was Soros, ran officially fourth. $4.80, $7 and $12 the starting prices, and Soros the $4 unplaced favourite. The Tobe returns, Brambles $4.20 to win, $1.70 the place. Vardavai second at $2.50, and third, Red Shift at $2.90. Quinella paid $13.90, the exact at $31.60. Trifecta $255.30. Fourth in the race, Soros. The first 4, 2, 3, 11, 5, $696.60.
Back to the enclosure now with Wayne Wilson speaking with winning jockey Brad Rawiller.
Well, Brad, that was a dashing ride, really pouring on the pressure a long way from home.
Yeah, look, he's a fit horse going into it. Peter had said how much he'd improved on his last run. He certainly looked at his last filming the other day was the best part of his win. So I knew I had the horse underneath me, and I know I'd set a good clip, but I was pretty happy how we travelled, that he'd be able to quicken up from, and so you just got to back your judgment, and that's what I did.
And it does seem as though he has made major steps since his win here in the Rough Habit.
Yeah, look, like I said, Peter, I spoke to this morning, and he was, basically he was adamant that the horse had improved, and if we were a strong chance the other day, we were a stronger chance today. So he was spot on the money.
2,400 metres, no problems there?
Well, he's certainly given no indication of a worry. Look, I was thankful that it didn't rain, that we ended up with a good surface today. So, probably I'll hope that in 2 weeks' time we get a good track.
So that is crucial for him, is it?
Well, I think I didn't ride him when he ran on the heavy in Sydney, but it sort of, to me, it looked like he wasn't, at his top of his game on the wet ground.
Yeah. All right, well, it's nice to get one under the belt because there's a big one coming up.
Certainly is, yep, looking forward to it.
Back on field and ready again?
Yeah, look, he's in great form. He, obviously the barrier's not the best thing, but we didn't draw a good barrier in the Golden Slipper, and there's going to be a ton of speed today. It looks like good pressure, so maybe, maybe we're storming late. I'm looking forward to it.
It'll be terrific if you link up with the old mate again.
Yeah, certainly will be.
Good on you,
Cheers,
Brad.
thank you.
Brad Rawilla. David?
Wayne, let's go to the replay now of the Mullins Lawyers Grand Prix. This was an outstanding Derby trial by whichever way you look at it. He did all the work out in front and he beat them easily. I'm speaking of Brambles. For Peter Moody and Brad Rawilla, the replay brought to you by the Courier Mail. Weight is right on the Grand Prix, 2, 3, 11 and 5. Correct weight, race 5, Doomben.